whether you get what you're praying for or not, God is still good. He's the definition of good. The only reason we know what is bad is because he's good, and anything that's the opposite of him is bad.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see you. I'm on my way to meet you.
Hello, welcome back to the Genuine Belief Podcast. I'm your host, Genuinely, and I'm so happy to have you. So let's get right into it. Today, I wanted to talk about expectations and how oftentimes we have expectations for how our life is going to go, how a situation is going to play out, how other people will respond or react or act in certain ways for certain things. And they don't always go as we expect. And honestly, if we look at our lives and the ways in which we view the Lord and the ways that our expectations can a lot of times cloud and put the Lord in a box, in a sense. Not that we can contain, what the Lord is doing, but in the sense that we're only having this as this expectation over here is the only thing that we're looking for. It's the only thing that we're imagining, the only thing that we're expecting to happen. And that may not be what the Lord has. That may not be how the Lord is going to move. And we have to be open enough to, the different ways in which the Lord is going to move. And it's not to say that it's wrong to expect things, because we should be expectant of the Lord. We should expect him to, fulfill the promises, fulfill, the provision over our lives and things. We don't have to, reduce our expectation or reduce our expectancy of the Lord, but the ways in which that we view it and the ways in which we view him can, hinder the way that we receive what he's doing. For example, prime example is when Jesus had come and the Jews had this very military leader image of Jesus when he came as the Messiah. Like they thought that he was going to come ready to conquer Rome, ready to free them from the oppressors and everything from, the taxes to the unfair treatment, all these things. They thought that he was coming ready to, cause for them to have a better life, in the sense that they didn't want to be oppressed. They didn't want to have Roman soldiers being all around them and all the things like, they was expecting something different than what Jesus was. They expected Jesus to come and rule over the earth in the sense of a king, like an earthly king, not for him to be the ruler of everything in the kingdom of heaven, right? And bringing the kingdom to earth and things like that, right? They didn't expect that. And because of that, we have people like the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and people who, because they have this one idea, because they expected this thing to happen in this way, they expected the Messiah to come like ready to be leading troops to fight Rome. They didn't receive Jesus. They didn't receive how he was and who he was and what he had actually come for. So let's not be like the Sadducees, like the Pharisees, and put the Lord in this box to where the only way, in your mind, the only way that this thing can come to be, the only way that this promise is going to happen is if it happens in the way that I'm envisioning it. Because the Lord didn't say, yes, I'm coming and I'm going to free you guys from the oppressor of Rome. I'm going to be leading these armies of soldiers. That was never said. That was something that they interpreted. That's something that they had in their mind. That's the picture that was painted for them based on previous things and, with judges and all that stuff. But that's not how the Messiah came. And that's not why the Messiah came. So I think it's important for us to look at our own lives in that same way. Like, we can't be so fixated and so married to this expectation of how the Lord is going to move in whatever facet of your life, whatever situation, whatever circumstance. We can't be so married to this one outcome because of what we expect. We can be expectant of the Lord. We can be waiting on Him without putting it in a limiting, without putting the Lord in this limited space of being able to move in the way that you think He should move, right? Because the Lord gonna do what the Lord gonna do, right? And it's not based on you and what it is that you're expecting and what it is that you're envisioning, because He can do exceedingly abundantly all that we can ask, think, or imagine and dream, everything. So why would we, a person, be trying to, because we as people can't understand the mind of the Lord. We can't. It's impossible. It's an example that Lisa Fields gave in her book When Faith Disappoints. And it was saying that it's us trying to understand the mind of the Lord is like us trying to get a dog to understand everything that we're saying. You know, some dogs can be trained to understand different commands, everything like that, and they can read the room in a sense, like see how the emotion is of their owner. But they cannot understand to the depth that we can understand. And the same is true for the Lord. We cannot understand the depth of what the Lord understands. We can have wisdom given to us in some areas. We can be trained in some areas to understand certain things whenever it's said, whenever we're seeing these signs, right? But that doesn't mean that we're understanding the fullness of the Lord's mind, of why He's doing what He's doing. Like, we can't understand it. And that's okay, because we're human, we're limited, and that's okay, right? So in that same way, to have our expectation be the thing that we are more focused on than what it is that the will of the Lord is, or our expectations being the thing that is the defining factor of how it is that you will receive what the Lord is offering and what the Lord is giving to you and doing on your behalf, then when you do that, when you allow your expectations to do that, then you are just like that of the Sadducees, just like that of the Pharisee. And you're not allowing the Lord to really penetrate your heart and to move, because you just want this thing instead of wanting God more. It's easy to desire the outcome in some instances more than you're desiring the Father when you're married to the expectation more than you, and you're more committed to that expectation and outcome than you are the Father. So I think it's really important for us to make sure we're doing heart checks. Like, when we're praying for something, when we're really looking forward to something, like that's good. It's good to pray. It's good for the things that you're desiring. It's good to look forward to those things coming. But we have to also ensure that our hearts are in alignment with the Lord and not so much just focused on this thing or this outcome coming more than we are, really locked in with the Lord. Because at the end of the day, whether that thing comes or not, God is still good. Whether it happens the way that you want it to or not, God is still good. Whether you get what you're praying for or not, God is still good. He's the definition of good. The only reason we know what is bad is because He's good, and anything that's the opposite of Him is bad, right? So He's good, regardless of what you're receiving from Him, regardless of how you think He should do something versus how it's done. He's still good. The Lord is good, and all the time, He's good. Though our expectations may not be met the way that we want them to be met, or in the timing that we want them to be met, He's still good. And honestly, it's a thing to practice. It's a thing to practice and managing that disappointment that you can experience when your expectations aren't met, because that's a part of life. Because unfortunately, you can't just, you know, write down something, pray about something, and if it doesn't come to be, then you can just pout about it and turn away from the Lord, like, and say that the Lord's not good. That's not how that works. Because He's always good. He's always good. And it's not for us to understand all the things, but it's for us to practice that we know that even in my unknowing, even in my disappointment, I can return to the Father. I can return to the Father and know that He's good, and know that He's reliable, and know that He hasn't failed me, and know that if that is a no that He just said to whatever I'm asking for, whatever I'm expecting, then it's for my good, because He is good. So He can't do bad unto me because He's good, right? So it can be hard, for sure. It's a part of walking, it's a part of suffering, it's a part of returning to the Father despite your disappointment, despite your ego, despite your pride, despite whatever emotion you're experiencing in the face of what you're going through. Returning to the Father anyway, because either way, come hell or high water, the Lord is still good. He's still good. I think it's really important to be encouraged and to be reminded of the goodness of the Lord when you're experiencing those disappointments, when you're experiencing, failed expectations, or whenever things aren't happening in the way that you envision them happening, right? Because our minds are limited. Like, your plan could consist of being able to grow a tree. One tree. You just want to be able to grow one nice apple tree that has your favorite apple on there, and that's going to be a consistent producer of your favorite fruit. That's it. You just want that one thing. And because it didn't happen immediately when you started praying for it, that seed had to get planted, and it needs to grow. And it needed water, it needed time, right, to grow, right? But you wanted that apple as soon as you planted that seed, right? Or maybe 5 minutes later, give it a little grace. But the Lord has in mind, we're going to plant this seed, this tree is going to grow, and another one's going to sprout, another one, another. It's going to be multiplied. It's going to be more fruitful than you can imagine, but it's not in your timing. It's in God. It's harder to do than not, because I think in this day and age, we're so used to and so desiring of instant gratification. And that's not how the Lord works. Never has. Never will. Okay? Instant gratification is cool when you're hungry and you just need to pop something in the microwave. That's cool. That's convenient. But when it comes to the things of the Lord, when it comes to the things that take time, because you can't, like, you ever get a pack of food or something, like, I bought these beef patties from the store. They were frozen, and you could put them in the microwave for 2 minutes. They said on the box you could put it in the microwave for 2 minutes if you want to. Or you can heat up your oven to 400 degrees, and you can wait 10 to 11 minutes for it to bake. And then you'll get a crispier, flakier crust. And that's what they recommend doing, right? Or you could be in a hurry and just need that 2-minute microwave time. But it's going to be doughy. It's not going to be flaky. It's not going to be crunchy in the way that they intended. And this is not about a beef patty. Because if the Lord gave you what you were asking for at the time you were asking for it, in the time frame you were asking for it, you wanted that immediate, instant gratification of having it, it won't be as good. It won't be as decadent. It won't be as flavorful. It won't be as enjoyable as it would be if you waited. Wait for that oven to heat up. Wait for that 10, 11 minutes to go by. Wait for it to cool off for you to eat it. And then once all those things are done, you can enjoy it. And it be even more enjoyable because you didn't rush the process, you know? And that might be something that the Lord is doing for you right now. You may be praying and fasting and, having people come together to pray with you about this certain thing. And you're wanting it to be an immediate thing. Like as soon as you finish your fast or even throughout your fast, that thing is at your doorstep or that thing is already done. You want that to be the case, but that's not what the Lord's timing is consistent of. And I know your expectation is that it will be almost instant, but that's not how the Lord is working in this time. That's not to say the Lord can't do things instantly, because he can. He can do anything, right? He can do anything. But if his timing says, I recommend waiting 10 to 11 minutes and putting it in the oven versus this 2 minutes in the microwave, then it may be better to go ahead and put it in the oven. I hope this encouraged you today. I don't know that this is for anybody specific or if this is for a group of people, but if it's just for one, I hope that that you put your trust in the Lord and that you know that he is good. Remember, he is good. Like you're seeking him, not the expected thing. Seek him, not the expected thing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below how the Lord is good and how he's been good to you or to others around you, whatever. Comment down below. Let's encourage one another. Don't forget, he loves you, I love you, and genuinely be blessed. Bye.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't.